but aliveness. When we do this, we tend to feel alive. There's always a reason why you feel alive. And generally, it's because you're using part of you that I consider a gift. And when you do it, you also tend to go faster and to do better, because it's just what you're here for. After all, you've been given some gifts. Your job is to just discover them and use them as much as possible. So many clients come to me because they think they want to change career. And I have a 4 steps framework, which is neuroscience-based, to help them with no risk of regrets nor anything bad that can happen. Because when you choose a career that is based on who you are as a person, which means you bring who you are into what you do, you can't make mistakes. While you can make mistakes if you try to choose your career based on passion. But what happens is, often they come because they want to change career. But then when we work on discovering their gifts and everything that belongs to their being, they realize they don't really need to change a career. They're absolutely fine where they are. What is missing is that they're not consciously using their gifts into their daily work. So what we do is discovering, like clinically discovering their being, and find ways where they can bring more of these gifts into their current tasks. And that it's enough for them to be fulfilled and to also do better, because obviously when your tasks tap into something that comes natural to you, of course you tend to do it much better than someone else who's trying to just struggle to arrive at a level of competence that is not natural for them.
Right. Invariably, sometimes we need to be intentional in our decision making, right?
Yeah.
So we talked about fulfillment. I know you mentioned about finding fulfillment in your earlier job or in your career. Now, if one is not finding fulfillment in one's career, which does happen, and which has happened also to me before, and I'm sure that you can relate to that, what actionable steps can you provide as an expertise or a professional in this regard, in order for such a person who's going through this to begin?
Yeah, I would say, first of all, it's not about thinking about the career, it's thinking about the being. As I said, and I also explained this into my TED Talk, which is exactly on this concept, is called Bring Who You Are into What You Do. Firstly, the first step, we need to stop and change our perspective about career. Because we've been taught to think about our career as a place where we go with lots of commitment, we do our best, they gave us a salary in return, and that's it. First thing we need to understand today, we have the possibility and therefore the duty to feel alive at work, because there are so many opportunities. It's unacceptable to just keep working like machines, where actually there are so many opportunities for us to express our gifts. This wasn't available 30, 40, 50 years ago, but it is now. So I think it's a crime to just not embrace this possibility. So the first step, we need to take time to think about ourselves and understand that we don't want to pursue just a career for the sake of it. We just want to have a career that makes us feel who we are, so that the doing, it's an expression of the being. Now, what that means is that the second step is to discover what is this being. We really need to understand who we are today, because most likely we're different from the people we were when we were 20 and we started our career. So who am I today? And really take the time to analyze who we are and discover all these gifts, again, and ideas and vision and personal characteristics, DNA, everything that we bring into the world. And these can be gifts that are with you since you were born, or they can be gifts that you have acquired, maybe, for example, from the country you're from. I give you an example because I really want to be clear on what I mean with gifts, because I think people think gifts is talents. So, painting, singing, acting. No, it's way more than that. So an example could be, I'm Italian, and I have certain characteristics that are now part of my nature, which I am not sure I would have had if I were born in a different country on the other side of the world. So if I were born, for example, in New Zealand, would I still have this, I don't know, this passion, for example, for dressing the table in a certain way? I mean, of course, many people in the world have this passion, but this is typically Italian. I often joke that I'm obsessed with matching colors. And again, this is a typically Italian thing, matching color when we dress up. So if I were born in Vietnam, would I still have the same characteristics? I don't know. But the reality is matching colors, dressing the table in a certain way, it comes natural to me. It makes me feel good. And I tend to receive compliments when I do it. So that means I'm pretty good at this. So if it has these three characteristics, then it's a gift. So the step is discovering, I don't know, at least 30 to 50 gifts, which seems a lot, Omobola, because if you ask a person what are their gifts, they normally come up with 3, 4. If you're lucky, they might say 6, but no more than this. But the reality is, as human beings, we are full of gifts. The question eventually is, do I see them? Do I know them? My answer is probably not if you are unfulfilled, because if you were fully aware of your gifts, you would have found a way to express them in the right career, in the right company, and so on. So if you're unfulfilled, probably the problem is on your understanding of yourself and what you bring into the world. So once this is clarified, this long list that make up for your being becomes like a compass that already rules out a lot of shiny, interesting careers, for example, the one that you wanted or the one that you were passionate about. But again, it's not about what you like, it's about who you are and where you can naturally flourish by tapping in what you bring into the world. So this becomes a compass. So the next stage, of course, is to look at the job market and see how to match what career will honor as many as possible of the gifts, ideas, and values, and so on that you have discovered about your being. Then that's the route to follow to either change a career or to make changes in your current career so that you will exploit as much as possible what you bring into the world. And that is the key to aliveness, bringing who you are into what you do.
Right. Thank you for your expertise on today's show, Bruna De Palo. Do you have any project? Do you have any pipeline you'd like to share with my audience?
Oh, yes, I'm just launching. Thank you for asking, Omobola. I'm just launching a great website that is fully dedicated to career change. So there's a blog, there's a shop, and there's a career change accelerator that is a group program, neuroscience-based, but lots of fun, where I help people change their career, focusing indeed on aliveness. So there's everything from A to Z, from not knowing what else you could do to finally have all the assets, including CV, interview preparation, and everything else in between to transit safely and confidently to a new career. So it's called thecareerchangemaker.com. Otherwise, there is my official website, which is www.brunadepalo.com, and everything can be found there.
Right. Looking forward to your projects, and I wish you best of luck in that. Any additional information you would like to share with my audience? And also, I would like you to share your social media connections, if any.
Oh, yes. Thank you. I'm very active on LinkedIn, so more than happy. If you want to jump on my profile and follow me, you will see me posting things even more often soon. I would say that in the conclusion, I'd be delighted if at the end of this conversation, your audience would be more intrigued about understanding better how the brain works. So any book, podcast, event, webinar. I run some webinar and workshops. So if they will follow me on LinkedIn, I will definitely help with this. But there are a lot of other resources as well. And my invitation is to learn as much as possible on how you function, because that's the only real way to be in control of your life. The more you understand how you function, the better use you can make of yourself. And that's my invitation for your audience, really.
Right, absolutely. Thank you once again, Bruna De Palo, for your expertise and also your motivation and inspiration concerning today's topic of discussion. I really wish you the best of luck in all your future endeavors and your projects. All right. It's
Thank
really
you
been
so
a
much.
time. Yeah. It's really been a great time having Bruna on the show. I'd like to catch up with any missed episodes of Life Well Lived with Mobola Stephen. You can do so on any cross promotion platforms you bump into online. Just type Life Well Lived with Mobola Stephen. There you go. Do have an amazing time listening to the show. Perhaps you'd like to be a guest on the show. You can mail me at omobolasteven.o@outlook.com. Now, I'll really be looking forward to your mail. Till I come your way, I just need you to stay safe. I need you to be good. Talk to you soon.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to Life Well Lived by Amabala Stephen. It's an engaging and enlightening talk show on life, relationships, and the business of life. Grab a cup of juice and just chill. Life Well Lived by Amabala Stephen. Live life. Live fully.
The way I do about anyone but you. If I were to lose you